Hey, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, presented by DJ City. Big shout to DJ City. I am one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. My other co-hosts, DJ Never, DJ D Miles, and Jamie the Great are MIA. They could not join us today, but I do got some special guests. I got the homies over here, the Three Style Champions with me. I'm going to give a Four Color Zack and J Espinosa a call. We're going to talk about everything that's going on, IG Lives, all this bullshit that's happening. And I did also want to announce and let y'all know that this Sunday, April 12th, we're going to try a little experiment. We've been using this app called Zoom. I'll let y'all know the times, probably around 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to do a live podcast on this app, Zoom. If y'all don't know about this app, it's basically, it's like a video conferencing, web conferencing app, and it's what we've been using to remotely record the past few episodes, and we can have about as many as 100 users in at one time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link to our recording on Sunday and just see how many motherfuckers come in, and we'll just have it like an open forum. So we basically, I'm just curious to see, what kind of interaction we can get going on this live forum on Zoom. So we'll definitely have some of the homies over there, and just stay tuned on our socials for R.O.A.D Podcast, DJ Crooked, DJ Never, DJ D Miles, and Jamie the Great, and we'll go from there. But I hope everyone's being safe. I hope everyone's staying sane. I hope you and your loved ones are healthy. And we're gonna move forward to this. I'm gonna call the homies Four Color Zack and J Espinosa right now. All right. Hey, it was good, fellas. We got a Four Color Zack, and we have J Espinosa on Zoom with us. What's good, fellas? How y'all?
It's all good.
How y'all holding up on the West Coast over here?
Okay, as good as we can be, man.
Actually, yeah.
How much do you guys miss working? How much do you guys miss DJing right now?
I'm getting an itch. Oh, you want to go first, Zach?
No, you go.
Oh, sorry. We're all like talking over each other. I want to live stream.
You do?
Like, I'm watching everybody on streams right now, and I'm like, I feel like I hella want to jump in on that, and just getting all my gear set up and learning all these programs that I've never used.
Right.
Is like a little, it's taking me a minute to like get everything together.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, like, I miss DJing, but I'm more excited about like doing live stream shit right now, because that's just what we have to work with.
Yeah. What was it just a group or a accumulation of various DJs that just started doing it that kind of inspired you, or like was it definitely what happened with D Nice and how you saw like the impact that he made, and how people were impacted by his set?
To be honest, it's just like when I open my Instagram and like my whole feed is just like live. Like I'm there's like all my favorite DJs DJing throughout the week, and I could just sit here and watch them. Like, I just think it's dope. I want to just get in on all the fun.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it. And yeah, the D Nice thing was cool because he had those crazy numbers, and I think it was really inspiring for people to want to just get on and DJ.
Right.
Even like people who maybe have been against it. Like, I don't know. I just think like, for me, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, why not? I might as well DJ for somebody.
Zach, are you excited to get on IG Live or some type of streaming platform or service?
Some stuff.
Huh?
for some stuff, yeah. For some, yes. For a lot, no. I think that it's cool that people are finally turning to streaming as a solution for creativity and sharing ideas, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, man, if I had a wish, it would be to carry that on. Like, once everything goes back to normal,
yeah,
it'd be cool if that got carried on and remained a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, obviously it has to be a thing because we have limited options. Right. But if we could figure out a way to integrate this into the future, I'd be so hyped. But I say all that to say, like, yeah, it's a big hurdle for a lot of people, and some people, the way they do it maybe isn't as inspiring as others. It's like anything. It's a platform. It's what you make of it.
Is it?
I'm hyped.
Is it like? Is it a kind of like a competitive nature? You're seeing motherfuckers on there. You're seeing a lot of dudes on IG Live. You're kind of like, oh man, I want to get down too. Like I want to show my shit too. Pause.
Nah, fuck no.
I lost my competitive spirit long ago.
I'm not even looking at it like that at all.
Personally competitive.
Not competitive for me. It's just like I feel like now is the time to, if you want to play records that you want to play.
Yeah.
Now is the time, like, to just nerd out and fucking just play some cool shit that you like.
Right.
More than ever, you know what I mean? Even a lot of guys who might be those DJs who are doing those type of gigs where they're the ones that are like complaining on social medias, talking about like, you know, the people who are like, oh, I can never play what I want, like I'm tired. You know what I mean?
You mean like people like me who's been a whore for like the
I was
past 10
talking
years?
about
Yeah.
basically like you.
Self-described, by the way.
Uh-huh.
I really call you that. Wait, so Jay, what do you think about when you log on and you see an IG live and they're playing club songs? Tired club songs.
That's not what I'm here for. Like, that's not what I sign up for. Like, I don't want to hear that personally.
But what does that mean? What do you think that means when a DJ is doing a club set on IG Live?
I was thinking about it though. Like, look, so right now nobody's at the club.
Right.
So there are people who probably missed that shit and they want to hear it too. So, but I'm not gonna do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you wouldn't do it if you were at the club. Not current Steve Espinosa.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not me. I'm not a fan. Like, but I'm sure there are regular people who follow their favorite DJs who want to hear them play fucking French Montana on an IG Live. Like, I'm sure somebody out there does want to hear that shit.
I haven't seen that yet, though. I haven't seen any DJs.
I have.
You have?
No?
I have.
Like playing Pop That and shit, for real?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, then I'm just like, all right, next.
To some extent, D-Nice was doing it too. Everybody's been doing it.
Yeah. He was doing 9 hours, though, right? He did like 6 hours and 9 hours. You might have to throw in and when you're doing like...
There's an asterisk there.
Yeah, so like I had a question. So if you got like maybe 200 to 500, maybe 1,000. I mean, you guys have pretty large followers, right? So I would gauge like for every 5,000 followers for a DJ, they'll maybe get 20 to 50 viewers, right? Is that safe to say?
I don't know, because think about it like this. And this might go back into the whole like numbers fudging thing, but I see a ton of DJs with way more followers than me whose IG Live numbers don't ever look very good.
Yeah. Well, I was it's kind of weird because I think someone with 20,000 should get around 200. If they get more, that's great. You know what I mean?
I fear measuring myself up against what my numbers would be. I've never tried.
Yo, same here, bro.
That'd be such a deflated balloon.
But don't you think that's like? Well, don't you think is that kind of a bad look if you have a name and you have a somewhat large following of like 20,000 plus, and you only 250 people are in your views?
No,
250.
What'd you say?
I'd be hyped with 250.
You'd be cool with 250? Okay.
Isn't there like an algorithm though? Like let's say, because I know sometimes I'll post some shit like, and I'll get like thousands of likes on a picture, but then sometimes I'll post something and it'll get like 100 likes or 200 likes, and that's low compared to like some posts for me. So it's just, isn't it like an algorithm thing too? And I don't know how the live stream works, but
I don't know how it works at all.
I would think it's similar, because I know like I haven't gone live yet. I don't know what my numbers are going to be. I'm going to use Twitch too. I'm not going to use IG, and I don't even have any. I'm brand new on Twitch, so I don't think my numbers are going to be that great.
Oh, so everyone's going to Twitch, huh? To do this, kind of?
I mean, I don't know if everybody is, but I am, and I have my reasons why
I've been hearing a select group of DJs, or a large group of DJs that are going on Twitch, that are focusing on that platform right now.
Have you asked why?
No, I just see it. I just think there isn't as many issues with copywritten music, right? They're not fucking with you guys with that.
I don't think it's true. I think there is. Twitch will just mute you. So if you go back and watch the Twitch video, if it's they won't kick you off. It'll just mute the audio until that song's over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I've seen we're using Zoom right now. You're unfamiliar with it. Zach's been using it. Zach, your kid's been using this, right, for school, pretty much?
Yeah, more than me.
Yeah, I know the stock market, like Zoom, like, I don't know, in the past month, like Zoom has become such a big part of my life, just with everything that's going on. their stocks went up like crazy. But I've been hearing about motherfuckers doing their sets on Zoom. And
Yo, somebody just asked me to do a Zoom set.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Where they pay to get in the stream, right?
I'm not sure, but I think Lazy Boy did it. Lazy Boy did a Zoom set. And it's just, and it's crazy because you can just, I think you may be able to pay for more, but even right now, I could get about 100 people on this.
Whoa, really?
How do you promote the Zoom set? Do you post a link and then people click on it? Like you could swipe up on your IG, or you could tweet the link.
Yeah, you can tweet the link. Someone got the link to this, they could just literally log on. So it's just open. You just have to have Zoom to the world.
So if you're going to do a live DJ set on Zoom, you start DJing, you tweet the link, and then people join in.
Yeah, they can just join in, but they would have to sign into Zoom or have an account or something like that.
And then and that's where like you get a Zoom with like 100 people, and it looks like fucking the Hollywood Squares.
Yeah,
that's the art.
They don't know about that. They don't know about that.
Yeah, times like 50. But yeah. So wait, are you gonna kind of delve into the streaming thing a little bit, Zach? Or
yeah, for sure.
You're not in a rush, right? Yeah.
No, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
Go ahead.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't think that rushing. I don't think this is like a rush to market kind of thing. It's not like maybe whoever's first in some circles will benefit, but what my programming is going to be isn't. I'm not in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that this extends beyond the situation we're in. That's my goal. So I just want to make sure it's right.
I think it will. I think if anything, right now, and you guys tell me if you disagree, what happened, it's kind of what happened kind of set a new platform, right? It just created a new platform that made it available for us. And I think it wouldn't have been I don't think it would have been as much of a movement if there wasn't a D-Nice to lead the movement. Do you know what I mean? He kind of like put it out there. I think there was a streaming, but I think it just became completely viral because of him. It
went viral because he went viral with it.
Yeah,
because people have always been streaming.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a very like small. To me, it was a smaller market. You know what I'm saying? It was a more kind of like, what's a better way to say it? It was like a select group of people that were really into it. Because Twitch ultimately is gamers, right? It's a gaming platform.
Yeah,
initially,
and you need kind of like a big moment, like with what happened with D-Nice, to really like set off and launch something like DJ streaming to the masses, so people can be comfortable with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think you could deny that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's appropriate to give D-Nice the credit for all streaming.
No. I would say DJ stuff, yeah. I would say
no, but no,
you don't think so?
No, there's plenty of DJs who don't know who D-Nice is, don't know that happened, who've been streaming. Yeah. There's, for like main club DJs, yeah, for sure. Top of the headlines, probably top of the minds, but there's plenty of pockets that have no idea that even happened.
No, for sure. But I'm just saying that, go ahead.
Yeah, we're just all, I think the necessity, it's like we're all in the same situation. We need to have a solution. And so the people who, in some like countercultures, went over to the Twitch side were already instinctively more comfortable in a more technically advanced setting like that, where there's a community base. It's usually like somebody who's already been aware of streaming, whether they've already been game streaming or something else.
Mm-hmm.
For like a D-Nice style, like us DJs type thing, IG Live is the easy option because it's like there's no nothing for you to learn. You just turn your phone on and go. So I think it's great that he's done that and that he had that achievement, like undeniably amazing achievement. But I think that there's still a lot of people, a lot of DJs, a lot of like people who play different kind of genres, different people who play different kind of venues that would have been doing this like specifically Twitch thing regardless, But don't
you think he helped to kind of create a commercial market for it? Because even myself, I couldn't picture there being a viable...
To the masses.
Yeah. Because I couldn't picture myself, even me myself, I couldn't even picture an actual market for DJ streaming right now. Does that make sense? Like I know mixtapes and all this, but I really couldn't picture 100 to 200,000 people like watching a DJ spin and just play music, you know? And I think it opened the eyes to a lot of, you know, different companies and brands to be like, wow, this is a thing. This is something we can actually kind of work with, and there's a market for this, you know? Otherwise, I don't know if it would have been maybe as, I don't think it would have been as like as massive as it is now, with almost every DJ trying to do an IG live or trying to stream or thinking of streaming. You know what I mean? Because the last thing I want to do is stream DJing. Like, because I think it's yeah. The last thing I want to do is like stream a DJ set, just because I think, I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that thinks every time I stream, and I'm not the greatest DJ in the world, I'm not like the greatest motherfucker in the world, but everyone's just gonna steal everything you do, any song or idea, and you're not gonna get any credit for it because it was this like momentary thing that happened on an IG live or a Twitch live, and it's not like a mixtape, because if you do it on a mixtape or a mix or a YouTube video, you're kind of branding your name on it. If you do it like kind of like, you know, on the live stream, you're just kind of putting it out there and anyone can just kind of take it, you know? I don't know.
Well, then that goes, but doesn't that go back into, sorry, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, there's a lot more shit you can do, though. If you do a live stream, you could hit record in Serato, post a mix to your SoundCloud, Mixcloud, shit, whatever you got to do. Make a fucking Mediafire link, do whatever you got to do. You could, with Twitch, if you have OBS, not even just with Twitch, but that program OBS, you can screen record, or you could record the video like while you're doing it. So you're gonna have those sets. Don't just make it like IG Live. You do it once, and I don't know if everybody's recording all their sets. Probably not, but that's why like I'm not gonna do that shit every day. I'm gonna probably do maybe like one a week, but I'm gonna try to make the most out of every one that I do.
Right.
So it's exactly like, huh?
I was going to say the exact same thing. But back to your point, Crooked, it's the exact same thing as you saying, like, you got to cane a trick or a song or something, right? If you don't put that on a mixtape, if you don't put that on a video, post it on your IG or something, you just do it in the club, who's to say that the same end result wouldn't happen? You got to be the one to hustle up and take ownership of your ideas. Sure. Yeah. And that's exactly what Jay was just saying is, there's options here too. You could go on IG Live and stream it and give out all the sauce, and people could snatch up the sauce. But if you don't do the next step, which is to take ownership, you know, then you kind of done it to yourself.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point, because I always look at it as like comedians. You know, comedians don't want people like videotaping them or like filming them while they work. They're working ideas out, you know. And also, they're also putting together a special, so they don't want any of that material leaking, so they can hold on to that material for their specials and then kind of brand all their jokes, and then they kind of start from zero again. Once this special's out, like once this mix is out, I don't know, like sometimes, like, you know, if I do a mix or if I do something, if someone's heard it and it was on video and I posted the video, I'm like, damn, is it okay for me to post that? Is it okay for me to do that mix again? You know what I mean?
The answer is yes.
Yeah, you think, it's fine. Yeah.
Jay and I have talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
We've had so many conversations about this.
How does it become? Does it almost become like, you know, DJ nerds or people who are followers of you, when you do a mix, are they kind of like, is it like kind of you like being Aerosmith doing Walk This Way, like, oh my God, he's gonna play this song, like my favorite song, he's gonna do my favorite mix live.
Yeah, that's your hit song. Yeah. It's your trick mix.
So that's how motherfuckers see it for you guys mostly.
That's how I look at it.
Right.
I've never had somebody be bummed that they knew a trick was coming, that they know. It's always like, oh, watch this.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, here it comes.
Right.
Yeah, that was dope. I seen it live. Whatever.
Yeah.
See, I'm a little different. I'm usually in the back with the other DJs, like, oh, he's gonna do that shit. He does this shit all the time, bro. He's doing that shit again.
Asshole.
He won't let this shit go, man. He's doing that fucking trick again. That's what I would be like. One of those hating ass motherfuckers in the back.
Well, you can't do it. You see, like, I wouldn't do the same trick on I don't know. It just depends. Some tricks are so good, you got to do it again because people want to hear it.
Right.
Some tricks, I think, like, if I'm personally tired of doing something, I'm not Mr. Trick Guy anyway. That's Zach. But if I was Mr. Trick Guy, like I would probably just, however I personally feel, like if I was in the mood to do it, or if I'm sick of hearing it, I wouldn't do it, and it would just be on me.
Fam, you can't call yourself not a trick guy when you won the fucking Red Bull 3 style last year. It doesn't make any sense. You are the trick guy.
But if you ever hear me play out at parties, I'm not really doing a lot of tricks. I might do a couple.
I don't know if routines.
Showstoppers.
Routines, right? I mean, more routines than tricks, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. Recently, like the last couple months before all this shit went down, like we're on the road so heavy that I didn't really have I can't really prep tricks when I'm sitting in my hotel room. I'm not good at like Zach will come up with a whole routine and he'll never practice it, and he'll just put it together like on a fucking notepad and then do it live. Like I have to physically have turntables or a controller and practice it and work out the kinks, because there's things that like you could do with your hands that you can't really like write on paper. Like if I want to move the record a certain way, like there's no way I could like figure that out on my computer. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're a rookie champion right now. That's why.
That's what it is.
And Zach is a veteran champion.
Yeah. Probably what it is. That's what it is.
You just,
fruit.
Yeah, you're just like barely a year old in this champion world, bro.
And I'm just mulch.
Yeah. Yo, so I was gonna say, as your approach to this live stream, as you know, as you guys, as we start moving forward and we start approaching this live stream era, are you gonna approach the way you DJ for live stream differently from a club or anything else? Like you said, you want to play more music that you can play for yourself. Are you gonna focus on? Because I hear a lot of dudes like on your kind of turntablist levels, both of you guys. I hear a lot of them saying like sometimes, like I think I spoke with Miles Medina about this and a few other guys. Sometimes they just want to DJ. Like they feel the pressure of everyone just wanting them to do a trick and continuously do like these magnificent mixes and routines. And sometimes he just wants to just play music and enjoy playing music. And that's why sometimes a lot of DJs in open format that are turntablists, they kind of gravitate to like trance or house, because there's kind of a little bit more time to just let a record play and mix through it. You know what I mean? And kind of have it flow. Whereas like open format, just like nonstop, like bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean?
I'll say more so like, I don't know. I guess those, what do you call it? Mainstream party? Like where the DJs are just more hip hop style where you're slamming in records and that's the flow. Like there's a flow in slamming records. Just like letting a record play is important. Yeah.
But how would you guys approach the live stream kind of very differently? And like, Zach, I know you and I are very like premeditative about our marketing and the projects that we get involved in. You know what I mean? Like we think of the beginning, end, and like future for everything. You know what I'm saying? So like how you're approaching live stream and how even I would consider approaching live stream. I'm meticulously thinking of the marketing, the execution, and all of it. Like I kind of want to go in your heads just a little bit.
Right. Well, Jay and I talked about this a couple days ago, actually. Neither one of us, well, you can chime in here, but neither one of us seem too hyped on the idea of making some sort of a perfect performance for this kind of stuff. When it comes to me thinking about what I would do on a live stream DJ wise, I think, and I've been pretty vocal about this, when I say that I think this is the chance for DJs to define what their sound is and like play that stuff that they say they never quite know how to play. It's tough playing in front of an audience and trying to break records for a lot of people, you know? Like somebody like me, I don't mind throwing in whatever, whenever. It's just, for whatever reason, I'm down to take the L's when they don't work. But a lot of people that I've talked to just don't feel that that's something that's very easy to do. And this is like, if there's not a better chance than right now, this is it. I mean, you got no crowd. Well, you got viewers, but come on now. You got no music director breathing down your neck. You got no bottle sales that you got to worry about. You got no like next reoccurring gig if you whatever. This is your chance to define what you sound like and what you and present music that you wouldn't otherwise get a chance to. So for me, I would think it's just that. Let's go into the mind of that DJ. If I click on somebody's live stream, I really hope that I see what they really love. And if what they love isn't what they play at the club, great, even better. It will be more of a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, and the part about the imperfection that I was saying that Joe and I talked about, and Jay, you should probably pick it up from here, is just like the idea of, we understand that there is something that you would record and put on like an IG video, and there's something like this that you want to keep casual and keep open and keep kind of like inclusive. I'm not trying to make a 15-minute freestyle routine and perform it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be probably pretty cool if you did see that, but that won't be for me. I'd want to keep it casual and just make it about the music, make it about the vibe.
Right.
Course tricks, because I can't help myself.
Yeah, certain DJs, I think it's dope watching them, just like how A-Track went on and kind of just like was like, hey guys, like I'm just gonna fuck around, I'm gonna fuck up, and it's kind of like you see the process and you see them like it's not so polished, and it's cool to see somebody that might be your favorite DJ or just anybody like just fucking play records, stop the music, talk. That's the only thing I say is cool about Instagram Live is like it's more raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think it's dope seeing like celebrity DJ guys like be at their like kind of like it's very unpolished, and it's cool to see the realness of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I never, you know what? That's a real positive outlook on it, because I never saw that perspective before. So it's interesting, because you kind of have a DJ has the freedom to find themselves, play the music that they want, and go down, different paths and different directions that they may have never gone before, and they don't really have to worry about, anybody really critiquing them or saying anything. And actually, the more casual you do it, the more experimental you can be, right? Kind of the way you approach it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be dope if I saw Crooked do a live set where he's playing a bunch of like random ass fucking New York records that I've never heard in my life. Like, that would be cool to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, only to you, maybe. Only to you.
I mean, everybody would be stealing your ideas, but
No, I have no real great. That's the problem, is I don't really have that many great ideas, so I have to hold on to as many as I can, because
whatever.
It's just like this small basket of shit, and if everyone takes it, then I'm left with nothing.
I totally agree, though. I will say that as much as I'm not personally interested in doing the IG Live thing, I think that IG Live is the easiest example, but it does translate to all platforms. Mm-hmm. Is the easiest example of how that rawness is so cool. Right. Just seeing somebody play a song, stop it, talk about it for a minute, totally change course, play something else. Actually, that's what I think is. This maybe changes the topic a little bit, but that's what I think is cool about these beat battles and writer battles,
right,
that have been happening.
Yeah,
is that's the rawness. It's about the content, it's about the moment, and you don't have to have this like long-winded, thought-out thing. It's just about that spark.
Right.
Back in the day, there was. I'm not trying to go out on too much of a tangent, but back in the day, there was this Red Bull project called Big Tune. This was before Freestyle. So yeah, Red Bull Big Tune was a beat battle, and it was run by our homie John Moore, Jake One, Vitamin D, our homie Marcus from up here. It was basically it started as a Seattle property, mm-hmm. and went national. And the idea was that they would go to different regions, select the best producers. They'd have obviously special guest producers to come in to be kind of like the headliners. But these kids would just go back and forth and battle each other out with beats for crowd reaction. And it was my favorite event ever. It was the coolest event that had ever been.
Right.
And there's a clip floating around right now on Twitter, actually, of it must have been a special thing, because they had Alchemist versus Just Blaze.
Wow.
And Alchemist played We Gonna Make It, but he flipped the sample into it.
Oh yeah, I seen.
And you can.
Picture
that, but with like no-name kids just playing their bedroom beats. Like these kids that walk up there, they have no stage presence, they have no posse, they have no clout, and they just hit play, and all of a sudden the whole crowd's rocking with them.
Right.
That, like, to me, we've actually been talking about trying to bring that back, but to me, that excitement, that rawness, that's what sort of starts to leak into some of these IG live videos, is because you can just kind of, number one, you can actually connect with another person and go head to head on some stuff. Mm-hmm. You can keep it casual, where you just play a clip of something, start, stop. I just think I bring all this up because I think that what makes the streaming idea, the whole concept, great is that it's no longer the same format that we've been stuck with for the past 20 years or whatever has been successful in the lifespan of DJing.
Right.
Because we have to admit that we've all felt like it's gotten to a point where it became really formulaic, and anybody, I would think that most DJs have reached a point where they get to a crossroads and they feel like, I'm stuck in this formula and I don't know how to break out of it. I don't know if I can break out of it and have it be successful or accepted. But this is the moment. I mean, basically we're in this like glass spaceship, and someone just came and smashed the spaceship, and now we're all floating around in space trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And so it's like, this is the moment to like redefine everything.
Right.
Because it's so tight. If you think about it, it's awful what we're up against right now. Mm-hmm. But and it's pretty grim. Like, the future's pretty dark. There's some, I mean, check out the background. But but if you look at the creative positives, like, this is what I think we all should have been hoping for, not what we're dealing with, but the result of the creative renaissance. I mean, we're redefining right now. This is the moment.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I never thought of it like that. That's a great take, because we've always been at the mercy of the venue or the promoters or the crowd. Like, kind of like, well, I can't do what I want to do. Like, this crowd, I got to play for this crowd now, or like the venue wants this, but the crowd wants that. So like, so we've always been at the mercy of a bunch of people who control the market, who didn't necessarily know anything about music or know anything about what was going on in music, right? But we were out there, Go ahead.
Right now is like, this is the time you're exposing people to like all kinds of shit they would have never seen right now too. Like, you have people watching you that may have only seen you at the club. And what if you do some cool shit right now on your IG live, and people are kind of like forced to watch it, because not that they're forced to, but there's not a whole lot of shit to do. So everybody is going to all these DJs pages to see them DJ. Right. So if somebody watches like your set, and you might have done some cool shit that you've never did at a club, or played a different style of music, somebody might want you to do that moving forward when this shit's over. Or if you have some ideas, like, for me right now, I'm like going through this weird stage in my DJ career where like I'm really tired of like all the mainstream stuff that I've been doing, and I kind of just want to do me and just play like good music versus like more like music lovers shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, I know there's a lot of other people who want to do that same thing. Like, right now is the time to do it.
I feel like you kind of went through this transition, right, Jay? Like, because I saw you guys did like an Asia tour. It was you, Four Color Zack. It was Shintaro, right? Who's the 2013 world champ. This was like what, like December 2019, last year?
Yeah, it was in December.
It was in November, December. You guys went to Bangkok, Singapore, Taipei, Jakarta, Seoul, Korea, and Osaka, Japan, right? You guys were kind of like we ended in San Francisco for US finals.
Well, okay. You ended there. I went to Africa after that.
Oh, big flex. I like that. But yeah, I feel like you were kind of going through this when you started traveling the world and kind of playing outside of the US. You started seeing like how more open and more open they were to different music than what was on the charts or what was mainstream, right? Was that it?
Well, that was more. It was everything. It was me DJing with Zack and Shintaro and the other guys, Daminito. It was me DJing with everybody, being inspired by watching everybody else around me, and me taking chances and watching it work. Right. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I can't believe that it's like a dream come true. Like, I can't believe this is so dope. Like, we're playing all this random ass shit and it's working. So I just kind of like, it changed the way that I look at shit. And I just kind of like, I don't ever want to lose that feeling.
That's what's cool about those freestyle. Okay.
Huh?
I was gonna say that's what was cool about like the Russia trip for the freestyle thing when we did the whole like world champ Russia get together.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was, which is restoking the spark of ideas.
Yeah,
'Cause
that was when it started.
Exactly. Yeah.
When was this? What is this you guys talking about?
When was that?
That was
It was
August.
like August.
Yeah.
What was this? What was this?
We went to. They took all the world champs from over the years, and we all got together in Russia, and we did basically we're supposed to do a bus tour across Russia, and just do. They were just going to be showcase events. There was no battle. It was just parties. We were just going across Russia playing parties. From small towns to big cities. Yeah, so we just cruised around, and it was just one giant, however many people by 4 type of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And rock the party from open to close, and then move on to the next spot.
Wow.
And that was, we've done that once before in Taiwan, right? Yeah, we did it in Taiwan. But it's cool because you all get together, and you can go in there with a plan, but your plan changes real quick when you see somebody else doing some really cool stuff, you know?
And
you
then
just kind of go with the flow.
And then their shit's working, right? You're like, holy shit, that worked. That was great.
But everybody did a different plan. Everybody had something different to bring to the table. And we would feed off of each other, but like it would always be something different. And I swear to God, bro, like everything worked.
Everything.
So
Russia is amazing. If you've never got a chance to go there, if you can DJ out there, I don't know what it is out there, man. But and
you know, I was gonna say that will we play like 4 rap songs the entire trip? Maybe 3, maybe 2.
But we did. We played some hip hop.
Is it kind of a blessing when you go like? Because I always hear this when you go. Obviously, not for every city and every country, but when you go to overseas to different countries, they are a little behind. Some of them more behind than others. Obviously, in music selection.
I don't know if you would call what they were responding to as behind though. That was
no. I don't mean that, but I was just gonna say, is that kind of a blessing because they're not so fixated on what's the new hot, technically cool hype song. Do you know what I mean? Or does that have nothing to do with it? Not
necessarily, because you'll go to spots that are behind, and the problem is they're still stuck on progressive house. Yeah, and that's when you walk into a room like that, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Right.
And you know exactly. You can try, but I've been shocked by there's some markets that are hardcore, like it's got to be 128 progressive house or Melbourne bounce or like, you know, that type of stuff.
Can you name some of those cities? Like old countries?
China.
Huh?
I can.
China. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can.
Oh wait, yeah, Jakarta, bro.
Yeah, Jakarta. No, I mean they were pretty cool, but yeah, Jakarta was like straight.
That's Indonesia, right?
Yeah, but Headspin plays spots out there where he doesn't have to deal with that. I don't know if you want to say we caught a tough end of the stick or whatever, but yeah, you should tell him about Winky.
Oh shit!
How about our boy Winky?
You guys want to hear a story about the time me and Zach got fucking burned?
Yeah.
Hey, wait,
I want to hear about this.
I got the photo of the bar we played in.
Yeah. Of the what? Oh my god! Wait, is that really it?
No, that's from Always Sunny.
That's crazy because that looks like the place that we DJ'd at.
It does.
Oh shit!
Where was this?
Jakarta.
Oh man. Okay, so
this is Jakarta.
Yeah. Okay, so me and Zach were in Jakarta. This is on that 3-style tour, the one that you're just talking about.
Yeah.
We had an opportunity when we were there because I think we had like 3 days, but we had like 2 off nights, and so they offered us a couple of gigs, like just for if you want to make some money, it's a night off, might as well. So we ended up taking a couple of gigs. One of them, me and Zach got booked to do like a back-to-back set thing, like at this. It was a bar that looked exactly like the back of his screen. So you walk in and it's like, it was so awkward. Like there was like high bar stools and people just kind of sitting around. It was really quiet. Like literally like if somebody put their glass down too hard, like you could hear it. And then everybody, like, it was just awkward as fuck. So we walk in, we're like, we're going to DJ here. This is weird. So Zach went first that night and he starts playing. And then before you know it, like out of nowhere, it's like a party, like everybody's dancing. We're like, oh shit, this is dope. So like it turns into like this vibe. Then I went on, and then me and Zach ended up doing like back to back, and we were just playing like the most, just like we were playing cool shit, right? What you would say, like,
give me an example of what you guys were playing.
We were playing like Brazilian music and like Baile funk, and Zach was going in like Zach played like
Blog House.
Huh?
I was playing hella Blog House.
Yeah, we were both playing like that shit, like
Baile funk in an Irish bar in Jakarta.
But people were losing their shit. Like girls were dancing and like fucking high-fiving us. It was great. So after I got done, this other DJ guy walks in. His name's DJ Winky.
Yeah.
And so he walks up, and as soon as he didn't even get in the DJ booth yet. Like I seen this guy start to walk up, and you could just tell like the whole crowd like shifted. They're like, people were pulling their phones out, like taking selfies with him.
Yeah.
So we're like, who is this guy? So he gets in the DJ booth, and we're still not really sure what's going on. But then he like stands on the DJ table. Everybody starts fucking like this guy's like a big deal out there. I think I don't know if he was like a reality show star or
TV shows. Yeah.
He's a big deal in Jakarta. He's the fucking man. And so he gets on and starts playing, and basically like we thought we had that shit lit. This guy got on and like, go ahead, take it away, Zach.
It was something. It was like an LMFAO video in there.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
What was he playing?
He was
playing?
LMFAO.
Yeah. And he was playing LMFAO.
Yeah. I mean, and then I had to play with him again the very next night.
Oh, tell him about that. Tell him about that.
Yeah, so that one, I show up, and this time it's not an Irish bar. This time it's like a cantina. And it was like, but same awkward, like, oh man, please don't make me play in here. Like you walk in, everyone looks at you, they're like eating a burrito in Jakarta, like looking at you, like, please don't play music. Well, I'm gonna. And so I get them, they gave me the old folding table,
Yeah.
hurting, like leaning over, hurting my back stuff, trying to like DJ on a low folding table. And you know how it is when you start playing to like nobody who don't want to hear music.
Right.
You just kind of like, you ease it in. You kind of like, you're just like easing it in.
Pause, yeah.
And so I remember the night before. I remember what they responded to. So I worked up to that. They I think I ended up playing like a 3-hour set before this dude shows up. And I look over, and there's this whole other setup under a curtain that I didn't, that I wasn't allowed to touch. And of course it was on a little stage, and it was like real deal setup. I had the Fisher Price setup, and lo and behold, and I was hamming it up a little bit. That night I built it up to ham-bone, because I knew he was about to go on, and it was going to get there anyway. I may as well try to get in a couple of big jumping moments from these kids. And they were all underage kids too. They were like, I heard there were like 15, 16-year-old kids in this bar. It was weird. But so then, of course, he gets up there, and I'm playing like what I think is, all right, this is the energy level. He gets up there, same thing. Everyone starts freaking out. He plays one song, some like Chainsmokers progressive house remix, and the whole place loses their minds. And I think, I'm trying to remember what he said to me. He said something to me that I know he didn't mean disrespectfully, but it was just like the moment, like if you knew the moment, it was just clown. And it was like this. It was like, it's like this was if I was Winky.
Did he say something like that was a good try? That was good.
Hey man, nice try, keep it up, man. You might have a future in this business, kid.
Nice. Solid effort.
So,
wow.
Yeah. Hey, I like that you at least, shoot your shot.
Did he pat you on the shoulder? Like, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
It was probably one of those like, oh man, it's okay. And then from then on out, it was just that running joke of like, we'll never be as good as Winky, because he knows his audience. Anytime like a police escort would drive by, it's like, oh, Winky's got somewhere to be. But
yo, does that happen often though, or is that like really one of those rare cases, right?
That was rare to me.
That's insane.
What about you?
It's good though. It's kind of like what? It's
humbling.
It's humbling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I ain't shit.
sure.
Like, I ain't shit.
Well, it's just a different world, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then like, do you want to? Okay, there's a lot of different scenes in a lot of different countries. Like, not everywhere is like that, right? That's just one scene. That's probably their mainstream nightlife.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've played in Singapore, and like a lot of times they have a scene there where it's like they do like vinyl parties and like old school music heads go. But then they also have like their mainstream clubs where it's like progressive EDM, Chainsmoker remixes and shit. Like,
Yeah.
What was
it's
your?
just about what you.
Go ahead.
It's just about what you're willing to like. You'll get booked in some of these spots, and you obviously have you don't always have a choice of what scene you're about to get thrown into.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's just how much self-respect you have that day. You know, I've been right. I mean, how many times have you been at a club in China, and you've been like, well, I know I can see what they're used to based on the opener. I know what they want.
Right.
Meaning
the guy is standing on the DJ table with like a cryo gun, like shooting everyone.
Yeah, and playing an LMFAO like progressive house remix that you'd cringe at the height of its popularity here. But,
yeah, like playing like Calvin Harris Awooga, right? Something old from like 2000.
Yeah. Oh, or just stuff that it's like, oh wow, they're still making these records because I haven't, this is a new song and they have a new remix of this, but I didn't know that this genre even still existed. And you have to decide, what are you going to play for them? You know how it is, like when you walk into any club, you have to decide, are you going to play for them, or are you going to play for you?
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk into something that's that divided from what you do, that's a big question. You got to, like, I can't even count how many times I've been playing spots in China where I'll play what I like that's like that. And the second the DJ who gets on after me plugs in a USB, hits play on, to me, personal opinion, personal preference, the most cringy thing ever, and the place goes nuts.
Right.
So, who's wrong in that situation?
I feel like sometimes Las Vegas, even here, like in the past maybe year or two, it seems like Vegas itself, the nightclubs were stuck in this era and was forcing this kind of like this music and like all of these, like all the bells and whistles of what they thought was necessary for a big club. Like they were just forcing that shit and continuing this era that was like dead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were like, everyone wants to play hip hop. Now we have to make like these EDM remixes of hip hop songs just to create these big moments in these big rooms that maybe no one would normally listen to, but who am I to say that? That's just me and myself. And I think it's interesting how you just brought up that point about streaming and how it kind of destroys all of this a little bit. The live stream, it kind of destroys this and almost resets it to the point where from here on out to when clubs start opening up again, DJs might be able to dictate what gets played in these clubs when they reopen a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe a little. I think even the clubs are going to have a hard time trying to break from their own comfort format.
Right.
But the bottom line is we've never had a world event in our generation like this.
Never.
So creatively, that's when some of the best art gets made. So we got to take advantage, right?
Right.
And if it goes well, then really cool things can happen. I don't know if it's going to be that easy with, mainstream clubs, for example. Mm-hmm. But like, look at it from maybe like a producer hard ticket environment. Right now is when brand new genres can be made, new or existing genres that weren't popular become popular, and suddenly, like, when everything quote unquote goes back to normal, those people doing the bookings might take a chance on something that never would have happened before this all started.
Right.
It's That's just cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna be able to, but if there was ever a time to try, now was that time.
Yeah, this seems like go ahead.
You know what's funny as fuck though? Like right now is the only time where it's acceptable to talk to the DJ while the DJ is DJing.
That's a good point. Encouraged. It's encouraged.
Yeah, and DJs are hella cool with it. Hey, Who's in the chat? What's up? What's up?
Okay, so what happens?
I don't think you could do that shit when quarantine's over.
Just think, what if they do? They're all coming up like, oh, come on, man. Be a pal.
Yeah, that'd be a weird thing, right? That'd be an interesting process for
Hey,
these
y'all
motherfuckers.
are not getting a shout out when this shit's over, all right? I'll shout you out now, but we're in the club. Don't think it's all good.
You're right. It's like the anti of what any DJ wants, and now we're like, we need it for the live stream. We're like, yeah, we need the engagement now. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But no, I think you're right. I think you both of you guys are right. I think this might be the only time the DJs might be able to take control and reset what's being played out there and what is expected of a DJ in a quote unquote club or party environment. I think that's great. Yeah.
You can get people excited about a record you're playing on a live stream, then why can't you get them excited about it at a club?
I mean, it may be a little bit different though, right? I just think in a club, you have to appease to so many people at once. So it's like you have to kind of like not dumb it down, but you have to like find a common ground, right? Yeah,
like those big ass rooms like Vegas club with all the production behind it.
Right.
Maybe not the place to take a chance on. I don't know.
This is who I am. Listen to who I am. Like this.
You might have to ask like someone else that question because I'm not really in those rooms. But if I was, I don't know if I would take the chance like that.
But Zack is. I've heard Zack, at Tao a few times, just rocking it, really working his ass off, and just switching genres. But you don't really change your style too much. Like you're not playing music that you don't want to hear or that you know.
No.
Yeah.
No, I try not to. I mean, believe me, there's moments where I'm like, I should probably play that song, but I don't usually.
Right.
I've been reprimanded for getting a little too weird, but not anymore. But no, I don't know. I'm kind of a bad one to talk to about that because I'm not afraid to play a song that's going to completely suck the energy out of the room and just say fuck it and then build it back up. But I don't know, like Jay, how do you think it's been for you on your new journey as a Steve House DJ? Because I've been wondering. So we talk about this a lot. Obviously, you've got stuff that you like to play right now, and it's different from what a lot of people are used to you playing in the past. They remember you as maybe like a trick-based rap and open format and party club DJ.
Yeah.
And lately you've been way more into playing house and like, real feel good, like body moving cool shit. So I'm sure there's plenty of times you'll go into a room and what's outlandish for you to be playing doesn't seem all that outlandish. It just is a big change of pace from what they're used to. So how have you been dealing with that? Or how were you dealing with it?
Well, like I've like failed miserably at certain parties, and then sometimes it goes over fucking great.
Mm.
And I've really just been sticking to what's making me happy right now. But like, for example, I think this promoter that I've worked with for years in San Francisco reached out to me to book me. And before I said yes, we kind of had a little talk, and I was just basically telling him like I don't want to come into your party and like fuck the vibe up for you. Because if you're consistently trying to do like hip hop night and that's what it is, like that's cool. But I'm not going to like come in and just play like a regular, because it's not like a theme night. What he does, it's just like, people probably go there and they expect to hear the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they don't. I don't know. But I told him I wasn't going to go in there and do the same shit. So, and I was like, I don't want to fuck your party up. And he was like, oh, no, that's dope. Come in here and do you. So I was like, okay. But I let him know, like the guy who was putting money in my pocket.
Right.
We had to talk first. And then I went in there and had fun.
So even when you're on like, what would you call this? Like a new direction musically?
I guess you could say that.
Because
but I'm not.
Because most DJs, what they would do is they would balance it all out. They would do like, oh, I'll do this mainstream party, and then I'll do this, and I'll do this, and then this is kind of where I want to go. So I'm going to do that in this lane, but you're just kind of just focused on this new lane, which is probably playing more house or, and so like for you, when you try to play house and it doesn't go over, does it kind of like, demotivate you? Are you distraught? You know what I mean?
Nah, you know what? Like, and it's all judgment too. Like, for example, bro, I started. Okay, so I went into this club I was playing at not too long ago, and the DJ on me before me was literally playing like every fucking hot hip hop record that's out, like all the current shit, even the classic shit, like. And it was one of those, like, I was supposed to be on, and he was like, hey, bro, I'm going to just play, like, 3 more songs. So I'm like, all right.
That'll move.
And then, the last 3 songs that he played were, like, that shit, like the new hot shit. And in my head, I was like, thank God he's doing this, because this is perfect, because now I'm going to just, he's getting this shit out the way. I'm going to do some different shit. So I went on and I completely reset it. Like literally whatever record he was playing, I, like, stopped the music and just like went left, and they were not fucking with it. But then, so that's cool. Like,
did you get on the mic and say like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" I'm J. Espinosa.
Yeah, I did all that typical, like, So I just basically said what's up to everybody, like, yo, what's up? Like, talk to people. I'm not like a huge MC guy, but when I talk on the mic, I just talk to people.
Right.
So it challenged me to like, all right, I got to get these motherfuckers back. But then I also think like you have to be patient, because a lot of people, like, if you play a song and it doesn't work, you panic and then you go to your go-tos.
Right.
Like, oh shit, I need to play Montel Jordan right now to get the people back, or whatever your fucking go-to record is that is going to work.
Right.
Sometimes like I have somewhere I want to go and I'll be patient. And then normally like I'll get there. Versus just going to my go-to, oh shit, this song didn't work, panic mode, play Sweetie, I know everybody's gonna fucking start dancing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that reset didn't work. I've done it before and it's been great. It just depends on, I think, the people there and the songs that you choose, the ones that you select to play.
How do you guys feel? Because you guys have earned, obviously, the place that you guys are in your careers. I mean, I don't think anyone questions that at all. You guys have all earned the privilege to be in this. You guys have all earned the privilege to be in this situation where you guys can kind of experiment with music and do all of these experimental things. But what do you guys say to all of these working DJs that could get fired for doing this? You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's a difference with like you could like how you said we've worked to get where we could do certain things,
right?
But like maybe most importantly, if you're,
because the reason why I say this is because I know a lot of working DJs that will listen to you and they'd be like, man, fuck this guy. If I do that shit, I'm gonna lose my gigs. You know what I mean?
Well, your boss has to trust you, most importantly,
right?
Because Becky doesn't give a fuck who you are.
Is Becky the new word for like the whack crowd now?
I just said Becky. I don't know what her name could be. Anything. You know what I'm saying though? Like there's gonna be people who are there that probably don't know who you are to a regular working class DJ person. But if your boss, your employer has faith in you, then you can get away with a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And
sometimes people might not understand that if somebody hires you, like somebody does have some faith in you, obviously, unless you're just like a fucking I'm gonna say maybe some people don't. You're just another DJ,
and that's life.
And they could fucking replace. They feel like they could replace you, but why you want to work for people like that?
Interesting. I don't think in some cases I was talking like, I don't know. I'm curious to see your perspectives on this. I've been speaking to some DJs. They've been reaching out to me, and they're going through anxiety because their whole identity has been being a club DJ or a working DJ. So these past 2 to 3 weeks, they haven't been working. They feel like they're losing their identity. Does that make sense to a certain degree?
Because they're not out at clubs?
Yeah, because they're not DJing in the clubs, and they're kind of questioning, like, holy shit, like, this was like...
Well, maybe that's...
Yeah.
Maybe that's... maybe there's a silver lining there. Maybe that's what it takes for people to realize that there should be more than just.
Oh, I gotta grab a power cord real fast because my laptop's gonna die. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, now that he's gone. No, I think that maybe that's the silver lining. That's the wake up call that they need to remember that, or to realize that maybe they should be doing more than just going to the club and playing the 10 biggest songs and taking the shots and accepting their, what, I don't know, good or not good check for that weekend and then doing it all over again.
Yeah.
I really do wonder. I mean, I'm in no position to judge anybody. We all gotta hustle and I know where you're gonna go with this after, but I don't think that I'm not in any position to judge how people make their money during the club circuit. You know, if you have the luxury of being in the same exact club Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week, week in, week out, and that's your bread and butter, then that's tight. And actually, I know a lot of people who do that, who do it so well because they have to be in the same venue with the same crowd, and they have to keep it fresh.
Right.
They don't do the same things every night or each weekend. You know, they are constantly refreshing it. So that's why I don't necessarily judge how people are making their money, because there's pros and cons to everything. But what I do think is cool is if they're having that anxiety now that they're not in the club and they feel like they have no social identity or no creative identity, well, that's what it's going to take for them to do more. Because doing more than just the minimum is always going to help. I mean, that's really how. I think that's how any of us got to where we were, was just by doing more than the minimum. And I mean, you know how this is. You and I talk about this constantly: the planning and the strategy behind something that may seem effortless. You know, nothing is really effortless. Right. I mean, if it is, it still takes a controlled mind to present it. So, or I don't know. I think that's
or if like someone's been doing it for so long, it seems effortless, but you weren't there during the experimental phase of like the first 6 months to a year of them figuring it out. Yeah,
there's so many people that their whole image is based on just being themselves and it being casual. But if you really break down what they're doing,
right?
Oh man, that is strategy. That is like a plan. That's whether it's teamwork or what. I mean, look at somebody like Kenny Beats. I think he is like the shining star right now for what's happening, because that dude, I mean, his whole thing is don't overthink shit, and he is very casual and very himself, but everything he does is just churning out stuff and it's all hitting, and it's just incredible. So I just use that as one example, but yeah, nothing's really ever without effort. But man, that's great. I think people should get a little shaken up and should feel a little uneasy, because maybe it'll make them do something they would never have done had they been in their comfort zone.
Damn.
Isn't that what people always say, is like, get out of your comfort zone? That's what everybody always says, is the fastest way to create, to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Or like the same idea of like travel, you know, it's the same concept. So
it's funny because these people that hit me up with anxiety saying like, what should I do? And they felt compelled to go on Instagram Live. They're like, I need to go on Instagram Live. I need to go on Instagram Live. Everyone's doing it. And I feel like I kind of gave them bad advice, because I was like, dude, I mean, you ain't got to do shit right now. Like,
right.
I was just
I agree with you there. And that's, I think, if you're going to get me saying anything critical of the IG Live stuff, it's that. It's I don't necessarily think that if I open IG Live right now, let's just see. I mean, there's tons of people going live. I mean, everybody's going live.
Right.
I guarantee very few of those have really sat down and thought, what am I contributing by getting on live?
Yeah. And I was telling them, don't go on IG Live because everyone's doing it. And don't go on IG Live because of a desperation you're feeling. But
that's the worst reason to do anything.
Right.
But the desperation, you can smell it. And it never the stench of desperation is never when great moments are made, you know? There's a difference.
Sometimes,
when your back's against the wall, and you're playing Hail Mary, that's different. But when you're like, oh no, people haven't been seeing me,
right?
Then you gotta like go on live, and like that's, you know, I'm not telling anybody not to do it. I just hope that, or I would just, if I could give any advice, it's just give it a couple minutes of thought. Give it some thought. What am I going to contribute? What's the purpose of going on live right now?
Yeah.
Can I present something that maybe isn't just directly feeding into people looking at my face and feeding my ego? Then by all means continue. But then that jumps into the thing that you had brought up before we jumped on the call, which is the Capri thing, right?
Kid Capri, yeah.
Yeah, I don't judge anybody for how they were doing in the club circuit or why they're getting on live, as long as they're doing it from the heart and with some sort of self-awareness. I mean, what do you think about people accepting donations from their streams?
Espinosa, what do you think?
Did you see
donations
that Kid Capri thing?
Yeah, you saw it, right? The Kid Capri. Well, basically, for those who didn't see it or hear about it, Kid Capri went on IG Live and he was doing it all weekend. And then recently earlier this week, he said, I really don't think I saw a lot of DJs, pushing their Cash App, their Venmo, and I don't think that's appropriate right now at this time to be asking motherfuckers for money when everyone's losing their jobs and some motherfuckers are even dying. And then Scratch kind of commented on his video saying like, yo, who are you to judge these DJs who need to make a living and have families to take care of and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm one of the DJs that had my Cash App out and I actually donated to a bunch of other DJs. And he's like, these working DJs got to work. And then there were just tons of comments on basically Kid Capri's Instagram saying it was like working DJs against Kid Capri, which I never thought would happen. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was basically just to wrap it up a little bit. What do you think about that? He tried to walk it
back a little bit,
huh?
But he tried to walk it back a little bit.
I mean, he basically said it, and I agree with this. If you're a high profile DJ and you're kind of rich or you're comfortable and you're a big dog and you're putting your Cash App out there, it's inappropriate a little bit, kind of like right now. But he's like, but I think he just said right now it's inappropriate. But if you want to get paid later on, I just don't think I don't think this is going to get any better though. I don't think like the pandemic's going to get better. So like there isn't going to be an appropriate time to, solicit tips for DJing, for DJ performances on Instagram Live. I think if you need the money now, you got to put it out now. You know what I mean? Like you got to do it now. But I don't know, Espinosa, what's your thoughts, man?
I mean, I don't know how they have that unemployment shit going on. Like people can sign up and get money from the government, like people who are DJs. So there is things being done to help the non-working people right now. Some
of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
Every state is different almost, I think sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know all the details about that, but I know there are things being done to help.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not putting up my shit, but if somebody, like I've had people ask me if I would do sets for their Instagram pages, and they've asked me how much would I charge them?
Yeah.
And I think for right now, like if somebody wants to put up some money, I'm not doing no gigs. I'm looking at that like it's a gig. So
yeah.
So like I think that's a cool idea. Mm-hmm. If somebody asks me, what's your Cash App? I want to send you money. Like, I don't know. I feel kind of funny about it, but I don't see no difference in like somebody coming up to you while you're playing live and giving you a tip. Like, what's the difference?
Right.
But I'm not promoting, like, me personally, I'm not going to be like, hey, here's my Cash App. But if somebody does that, I mean, hey, it's to each their own, like I'm not judging nobody for it.
Yeah. I don't feel any type of way about it myself. It doesn't bother me. I saw it and I didn't really say, because honestly, man, like I don't know what motherfuckers are going through, and some DJs out there.
I don't know what people are going through, so I can't fucking tell somebody to like not try to get money right now.
I used to have multiple staff, like employees. I used to have like a lot of like different like locations and companies and warehouses and expenses. So I can just imagine if like my business was failing, I can't even imagine the desperation I'd be feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? And how I would be reacting knowing that I had to take care of all of these people. And I think some of these DJs with like, you know, who's taking care of a wife and kids and stuff like that, you know, who am I to judge a single motherfucker? Like, I'm in no place to judge a motherfucker like that. And if anything, if he's gonna get paid off of that, I salute. Like, I big that shit up. If anything, you know what I mean? I just think.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead.
What I did agree with what he said, what Kid Capri said was, like, DJing is a service. So we're here as a service to people, for people to take their minds off of whatever they're going through. So his point was like, we're not supposed to be here for people to want to come watch us DJ and feel like they have to pay us to watch us DJ. We're supposed to be here to take their mind off of them needing the money. So for that, if you're doing it for the love and for the passion and just to be of service to people while they're going through these tough times, I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
If you're in a position to do that, like if you are well off enough to where you don't have to work for a couple months and you'll be all right, then I fuck with it. I fuck with that too. But like you said, you can't tell somebody not to. You don't know what they're going through, you know.
I can't. Yeah, it's like it's just
really good. That's a really good point.
You can't, like, you know, you can't be on a high horse and like judge a bunch of motherfuckers and not know what their everyday life struggles are. It's just crazy. And then on Twitter, I kind of like, I've been seeing a lot of DJs saying, I don't know if they're younger or older, but a lot of them are so like, they're putting so much pressure on themselves with this downtime. They're like, if you don't come out of this pandemic or this quarantine and you ain't a doper DJ by the end of this shit,
I saw that.
Yeah, you might as well quit. Like, you whack. You like, get out of the way. And I was just like, yo, like,
shout out to my homie. I think one of my friends did that.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, I wasn't even mad at him saying that to himself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe he was saying it to himself.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing is that and that's the thing about Twitter is that like you said, sometimes you tweet and you talk to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But it comes off to, like, I think if I was a younger DJ and I saw that, or if I was a DJ going through some shit, like maybe I had a family member in the hospital, or maybe, you know, I was taking care of, I had a bunch of bills and I had to move out of my crib and I had to move in with my mom's, or if I had to downsize and I had to take care of a bunch of different shit, you know, that would give me anxiety. Like, holy shit, all of these other people are going to be ahead of me and I'm going to be irrelevant and out of work. Does that make sense? And it was just like, it's one of those things where I feel with DJs hitting me up with all this anxiety, like, do I have to go on IG Live? Like, what do I do? Like, I'm a club DJ. Am I going to get phased out? Like, to me, I'm just like, fam, you're a club dude. You've been in this for 10 to 20 to 30 years. When these clubs open up, they're going to call you first. They know you're the guy that can handle these rooms. So if anything, you're okay. Like, relax for a little bit. If you are going to do an IG Live, or if you are going to, and you know what? You don't have to do an Instagram Live. And this is one of the things I wanted to tell them was like, I was like, yo, when was the last time you updated your website? When's the last time you updated your bio? You know what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time you did all of these little things? Where's your EPK? You got EPK? No, I got that. You know, like, there's all of these little things. Yo, fam, have you finished your taxes? Do you know how to do QuickBooks? Have you done all of these? There's all of these things during this downtime that we never have time for, that we can actually take care of. So I'm like, dude, don't just think you got to do IG Live. Like, you know, there's other shit that you can tackle that's behind the scenes that motherfuckers need to tackle right now. Like, I was just on FaceTime with MoMA, and MoMA's learning gospel chords on his keyboard 2 to 4 hours a day.
Of course he is.
Do you know what I'm saying? When would you have that downtime? Right? Yeah, I know. When would you have time to study keys? Like, I'm looking, he's got like scribbled notes, like 5 pages of notes, like studying keys and chords. And he's like, dude, I would never have the time to do this any other time. So he's like, I'm gonna like tackle all of these gospel chords and just learn how to play piano even better. And I'm just like, yo, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit that I like to see. And I like to like put out those options to people. Like, it doesn't have to just be a live stream or Instagram Live or mix. Like, there's other things that you guys can tackle to prepare for, you know, just to take advantage of the time that you have right now.
You know, honestly, it's person to person. I don't think that there's one I don't think there's any correct answer on this, and we all got to accept that. That's why I don't think like taking a strong stance like maybe Capri took about the whole tips thing is, I don't think there's exceptions to every rule. If somebody wants to hop on, like if Jay hopped on right now and started playing with no thought given,
who?
Bet your ass I'd be watching.
Who?
If Espinosa jumped on, Jay Espinosa, if he was playing right now with no thought given, he was just selecting records and going, of course I would watch. But that has a lot to do with who he is and what he already offers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like belittle anybody else's stuff, but like not everybody can captivate the same way somebody like he could,
Right.
And I do think that jumping on because you're afraid that you're losing your public face, your place in the world is not necessarily the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you're jumping on for the love, like for example, Fashion.
Yeah.
On yesterday we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen his lives, and he just happened to be on it, so I jumped on, and it was dope. He was playing cool stuff, and you were saying how each time he's playing different kinds of stuff, and that's great. I mean, obviously, when Fashion plays, he is playing. He loves to play,
right?
And whether or not people are watching him, he probably doesn't care, and that's great.
But that's the great thing about a Fashion, where because he loves DJing, and when you watch him DJ, you can see him loving DJing and loving what he's playing. And so like, I don't even like some of the music choices or some of the songs in some cases, but I'm like enjoying watching him play it and watching him enjoy it. I'm like, wow, this guy's
different reasons for everything. For another example is I just watched J-Rock yesterday, and I could watch that dude 24-hour live stream. Like
he went on yesterday.
He was on for some Beat Junkie stuff.
Shit, missed it.
It just goes to show that it's case dependent. Not everybody has that ability. Honestly, I don't jump on like that because I'm not sure that I would do that. I wouldn't. It's not. I know that my strengths lie probably elsewhere, and it's just being self-aware and understanding. Maybe it's too self-aware. But not everybody needs to go jump on and just like give some like unthought through thing. But some people obviously can, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, back to the no judgment thing. It's just know what your strengths are, and know what makes you special. That's about it, right?
Yeah. I was actually telling motherfuckers, and I felt like an asshole. I'm like, they're like, man, D-Nice just went on. This guy went on. Like I could go on, I could do what they're doing. I'm like, yeah, but I was like, fam, you probably know more music and you can probably spin better than D-Nice, but you don't have his outreach. And
people don't even know who D-Nice is, bro. Like he's not just a fucking DJ.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's like that. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I've had
this shit went viral off of DJing.
Yeah,
but people don't know his background and they don't know like anything about him. Well, a lot of people do, but I'm gonna say the majority of his new people who know him now from this IG live shit have no idea about him or what he's done.
I don't care how cool the live stream I ever do is. Michelle Obama's not hopping in my
stream. That's not even the least of Oprah. Happening. Like every powerful celebrity.
And I think that's another reason why it's hard for me not to scoff when I hear people bring up the D-Nice example. Mm-hmm. Massive achievement. Singular achievement. You know what I'm saying?
But people also don't know that. I was telling a lot of people, I'm like, fam, he was in those circles. He was doing White House events. He was doing the Oscars. He was doing all of the shit. Just people didn't know about him. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that he was in BDP and all this other shit, and he was a rapper himself. But I'm just like, yo, this dude is in those worlds. He is a celebrity DJ to me. He's more than that, obviously, but I would coin him in his profession right now a celebrity DJ, and he's crossed over to become, I don't know. Like I was gonna say, he might be the biggest DJ in America right now. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, 2 million.
Before this live shit or after
this live shit. When you have Oprah co-signing you and fucking telling you, and and Mark Zuckerberg in your fucking You know what I mean? It's kind of a crazy moment. So I think, to compare yourself to that, and when you've never built any kind of like market for yourself to live stream or to build a following for yourself and to start it now, I think you got to take a little time and like really think about how you're going to approach it. You can't just jump into it. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to just go casually and sign on, but then I started to think it, and now I think I'm overthinking it.
Right.
And now I'm like, fuck, why am I overthinking it? Like, why don't
there's that too. It's the pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't gone on yet. So like, I'm ready. I'm like, I could fire my shit up. I had my homie make a little graphic for me. Like, I got a flyer. Like, I'm like, this turned into me just going, fuck it. Me and Zach having this conversation about just sign on. Like, just be casual. Be like, like it's really, it's just you. It's raw. You could fuck up. I went to that conversation to like, I put a set together and had artwork made.
I love it.
I just
I'm
wish
here for the overthinking.
I wish there was some way everyone could get coordinated and do time slots, so not everyone's at the same time. If everyone could just kind of,
one of my homies had that idea. When I'm probably gonna do it with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll get mad for me sharing this. I don't think he will, because I think this idea helps everybody. It could.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a club slot, like time slot. So like I'll go on my IG and basically I think you can put in your pin, you could pin like a message.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to go on from 7 to 8 and then from 8 to 9, go to this guy's page and then I'll stop right when I'm done. And then I'll push everybody to go there.
Right.
They could do a set. And then when he's done, he'll push it to go to the next person. And it's like being at a club and different DJs,
Yeah. I personally wish I could like put together a set list and give people days and shit and times.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like,
some people have been doing that.
You know? They have been doing that.
Some people have been doing that. Yeah, like 143 did that recently.
Okay.
What was a bunch of? It's usually parties that will throw them.
No, but
they'll
I'm saying
say,
like
hey,
I want to control like all the DJs and be like, all right,
sure.
You got
Fridays. Some DJs, the problem is some DJs are like way more organized and structured, and some people are just signing on like fucking randomly, and then some guys are like, hey, every Wednesday at 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to know everybody's schedule, and then there are going to be people who, like, I can't tell you I'm going to go on at a certain time. Like, I just have to go on when I feel like going on.
Right.
There's the star here, guys. It's when he wants. Okay.
No, I've been wanting to go on, but like I don't know why I'm like scared to just fucking hit go live.
This is like the same mentality of like someone who does like sex webcam, right? I'm just gonna go on when I go on. I'm trying it out for the first time, a little bit,
showing
right?
off his feet.
No pressure. I'm just gonna play with a bunch of toys and see what happens, casually.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Wait, hold on.
What's up?
There
we go. Just like that, yo.
Trying to get the advice from.
What do you call it? Actually, I want to move on from this because I feel like we've been talking about IG Live for an hour. But you guys were in Hawaii, right, for the do-over?
Yeah.
And it was like, what do you call it?
Best party to go out on.
Yeah, that was in what was that? February? Yeah, that was February of this year.
Yeah, it was like Valentine's weekend.
And then you guys were spinning together. How was that do-over? Because it seemed epic. It seemed amazing.
I wasn't even supposed to play that day, by the way. That was not like me officially being there.
Oh shit! You just
I ended up.
Tell them how it's done. Tell them what happened.
Zach had like the greatest set ever.
No, that's not. No, tell them. The story goes that they posted that it was happening. And Jay hit our homie Chris Cam, DJ Delve, aka greatest DJ of all time, and just asked him, "Are you playing do-over, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go."
Yeah,
you didn't know who was gonna be there.
I didn't know you were gonna be there.
You didn't. Yeah, you were just like, "Oh, do-over."
And I didn't know I was gonna be there.
Right.
DJing.
Wait, so you were in Hawaii? You flew over there just for the fuck of it?
Yeah, no, I was gonna go to Hawaii to go to the do-over. I wanted to just go. Zach has been telling me how great of a DJ Delve is for like the fucking longest.
Yeah.
I finally had enough, and I was like, man, fuck this. I need to go see this guy DJ. And why not go to Hawaii to the Do-Over to see him DJ?
Nice.
Yeah.
And then it was Valentine's weekend. Like I took my girl. Like it was the perfect. Like I got to go to the Do-Over, take my girl to Hawaii for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then so I don't remember the rest. What Zach? Like how did I find out?
You hit me, and I refused to tell you.
Oh yeah, he was being. Are you gonna
be in Hawaii? I'm like,
so the Do-Over, like you're not supposed to tell anybody that you're there. It's like secret, but I mean, I don't know. I thought Zach was my boy, and he would tell me if he was fucking DJing a party, and he was being all fucking weird about it.
That's kind of crazy.
I knew I already had his tickets. I knew that it's not like whatever my response was would change anything.
Yeah, I already knew he was going to be there.
His tickets if he heard I was going.
Yeah, Delv told me you were going to be there, so fuck off.
So Jay, how was it listening to Four Color Zach's epic set that night?
I was just sitting there holding a fucking warm beer, like what the fuck is going on right now? It was the craziest party, dude. Like
it seemed crazy. I just saw videos of it. I didn't listen to the mix yet. I want to listen to the live mix that you posted, Zach.
Did you see the clip that Zach posted about it was like a highlight reel?
Yeah, I got the MOP Annie Up section. I definitely got the Celine Dion section. There was a couple other sections that were great. Yeah.
So that's how the entire day was.
Throughout. The energy was like
everybody's.
That. Wow.
Everybody's set.
If Delv would have had a highlight reel in his set, it would have been fucking
insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Andre Power. Insane.
Andre Power played. Yeah, like
Chris and Jamie from Do-Over. Nuts. I mean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
Chris and Jamie play some fucking shit.
Yeah. Amazing stuff.
My homie from San Diego who just moved to Hawaii, shout to Todd. He actually used to do bookings at Stingery, if you guys remember, in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
But he was there, and he was like, it was the best.
Was he like,
no, he was like, he was just floored. He was like, this is the best DJ sets I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, from who?
Todd. My boy that was there.
No, who was playing?
He was just everybody. It was just the most amazing energy and like the most amazing music he's heard in like.
Oh,
years.
Sorry, you said he was at the Hawaii Do-Over?
Yeah, he was there. He lives there now. He lives in Hawaii, and he said it was like the most amazing music and the most amazing sets and the most amazing energy. He's never seen energy like that in his life.
Yeah, see, that's what we're trying to push. I'm gonna say parties like the Do-Over have inspired me to like why does it only have to be at the Do-Over like that? Like why can't you bring that same type of energy to other parties?
Mm-hmm. Well, then it wouldn't be as special though. I mean, I think a larger majority of the world isn't like that. Of the country, maybe more so the country, the larger majority.
I'm just trying to find the people who like that shit.
Yeah, it's obviously not the people who are still going out and at beaches and pools right now instead of being quarantined, right? Those aren't the people. I would think.
Good lordy.
Zach, how was that? How was that night?
You know, it's crazy. I've gotten lucky enough to have a couple like that, where you look around and everything you feel infallible. You know, there's that. We all have felt it once or twice. Mm-hmm. I got a couple like that have happened, and it's that moment where you think like, you kind of can do no wrong. You are. I mean, we got pretty loose, didn't we, Jay? I got pretty fucked.
Hey yo, pause.
But I thought we could make it through one without that.
I was whispering a few pauses earlier, but you know.
Yeah, of course you were. But yeah, you know, it's like it rarely happens, but we all try to get to that where like everything feels like it works. You feel like you're mentally in the same zone as them. And it felt great. It was awesome. I went and listened back to the recording, and definitely towards the end, it was a little like I chopped it short. Let's just say that's not the full set online, but it was tight. And then like when me and Jay went back to back, it was so much fun. It was
we went back to back, really?
Pause. Jay, would you agree with Zach that you guys got loose and went back to back together? Yeah.
I'm not feeding into your bullshit, dog.
I'm trying to make it seem like it was the greatest time of all. Yeah.
No. But what I will, so me and Zach were supposed to do a back-to-back after, like it was going to be the last part of the night.
And then Winky showed up. What happened?
And then Winky showed up out of nowhere.
So I hooked my laptop up, and then I played a few records. Zach played a record. I played a record, and then I looked over, and Zach was gone.
That's nice.
No.
I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same fucking thing.
And he never came back.
No,
I would have done the same fucking thing, yo.
Here's what happened. The reality of what happened. So I was playing, and they said, like, well, Jay's going to jump on towards the end. And I thought, tight, that would be great. I'm going to gas out, and he's going to, like, take this to the next level. But then the idea was, well, you guys will do, like, a back-to-back. It's like, yes, that's great. That's what we'll do. In the process of me doing my solo set and getting I had lost track of time. And at one point, I turned around, and I look at Chris from Do Over, and he's like, hey, man, Jay still needs to go on. And so, I was like, Jay, hop on. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I lost track of time. Get up here. And so he hops up. We probably went back to back for what? Like, realistically, we did the back and forth thing for probably like 8 songs. 8 quick songs, right? Would you say that that's probably about true?
It's a little high, but all right.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that high. But then I felt bad because I had gone over my time. So I thought, you know what? They don't need to see me. They've been seeing me, and he's killing it. So I'm just going to play in the background. And I was trying to be a good friend. I was trying to not hog any spotlight. I was trying to let him shine. I was trying to let the peacock fly. Hey. You know, he had like fresh new haircut. He had like a fancy shirt. He needed some time. You know, like put him on the stage. I already wiped down the pole for him, you know.
So basically Zach was feeling himself, went over his time, right? And was super gassed up. And then you guys were supposed to go back to back, and he just said, nah, I'm just gonna drop the mic. And let Jay pick up the pieces. I waited. Is that what he did? Is that what he did to you, Jay?
Hey, you know what I did? You can interpret that any way you want it.
You know what I did? I did.
That's how you felt, though, right, Jay? That's how you felt. That's how you felt.
I did what he did to me in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
So what happened in Singapore, Jay?
So Jay got gassed up in Singapore, dropped the mic on you, and just left. Is that what he did?
I was standing behind Jay with my laptop open for like 2 hours. For legit 2 hours. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, poking him on the shoulder, like, yo, hook up. 2 hours. And he'd just be like, nah.
I don't know.
He was going after it. And then, like, 2 hours. And he's like, why aren't you playing? Get up here.
I be doing that shit. I be doing that shit to close it sometimes. I be going on, and I be like, yo, what? If you should have told me you need to get back on earlier, like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we were just,
yeah,
shit happened.
Tit for tat.
You guys were just on the ego train. You guys were on the ego. It was just flying. The ego was just flying. You were just like soaring and just taking up your time and shit. Then you just landed and you went, "Hey Jay, go ahead, take this shit over."
Oh man, no man, nothing like that. Yeah.
To be honest, though, like I haven't even gone back and listened to that set, and I don't think I will, just because I was there and I witnessed that shit. It was so fucking legendary, and I was like aware of it while it was happening, and I knew what time it was. I was like, oh shit, like he's a little over his time. Okay, he's still going, but I was like, there's no fucking way I'm stopping what's happening right now. Like,
you can't do it.
You would have saved me.
There's no way I would even I'm not that guy anyway to be like, hey, it's my time, I'm on. But like, his set was so dope. Like, I was like, fucking popcorn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would love to be that guy, though.
You would have saved me from trimming an extra 45 minutes off of the recording.
Oh, shit. He went 45 minutes over his time? Fuck.
I went way over.
Hey, yo, he was on.
I only know that because I saw the recording. Yeah.
You're like, you're like 5 hours. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, should we talk? Did we discuss this?
No.
Have we talked about this?
What is this?
Man.
Talk about Korea?
Let's talk about Korea, Jay. Let's talk about career. Let's talk about going over your time, Jay.
No, I've done this a lot apparently.
What happened?
So we're in Korea, and it was Shintaro's birthday, but Shintaro didn't know that Shintaro's a very private dude, right? He's very he's private, and he didn't know that we found out that it was his birthday because in the process of traveling together, at some point, I think he handed one of us his passport, and we saw on his passport that it was his birthday. So we're like, oh shit, we're not going to let him know, and we're going to try to, surprise him and all that. Because we had been on the road for a minute. We were beat. But we get to Korea, and it was a night off. We were supposed to do, we were exhausted. We hadn't slept the night before because it was like country to country. And so the plan was we get to Korea and we sleep and we just like recharge. Well, when we land, of course, Red Bull's like, oh, well, we got a quick a quick interview we need you guys to do. So we're already kind of like fried, but all right, we'll do it. Team players show up, and it's not an interview. It's a full-on video shoot outdoors in the freezing. I'm talking like snowing cold weather. Icebox.
Okay.
Like 13 degrees.
Okay, this wasn't the video of you guys dressed in the Korean garb, right?
It was. That was sprung on us.
Can I just say that was the worst fucking video I've ever seen in my life for you guys? I was cringing for you guys. I was just this sucks for those guys.
and honestly, like, we're trying to be cool. It's like, hey, if you guys think that this is a good look, then great.
Yeah.
We were just trying to be team players to get through it so we can go sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So after we're done, they're like, you want to go get some food? Yeah, let's all eat, and then we'll all go crash. So we eat, and of course, like, start having a few drinks. And then it just get into that hour where we were thinking, like, well, if we all crash now, that's it. And we knew Shintaro's birthday was coming up. We were going to try to get him, like, a cake or surprise him or something. Hey, like, are there any clubs open right now? But it's like, what, 8, 9 o'clock, right? Like, nothing's open.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, tonight actually is like this big hip-hop night at this club, like, down the street or whatever. And then, so we're like, yeah, let's go to the hip-hop night. But, of course, us, jet lag, not knowing anything, we didn't realize it was so early in the night. We're like, well, let's just go there now. So we go there. Club's not even open yet. It's pitch black. It's in a basement. Pitch black. Like, it's just like a bar back, like, refilling glasses. And we're like, put the music on. So they put us in a booth in a barely just open club. And like the DJ's sound checking. And so we're in there. We think, like, let's have a couple of drinks, and then we'll surprise Shintaro with his cake, and we'll all just call it and have an early night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, one drink turns to a bottle, turns to like a couple bottles of champagne, and then like suddenly, we had our backpacks because we shot the video, and at one point we start feeling comfortable, and we're like, hey, can we play some music? And so we get up there, and me and Jay are just like one-for-oneing rap songs, and then like I hop off. Shintaro hops up for a minute. Oh, at one point, Shintaro fell asleep in the booth. Like, that's how out of it we were. And 5 hours later, Jay won't get off the turntables. And I'm not even kidding you. This dude probably played 1,200 songs. And in the process, we were trying to get him, like, the next DJ was trying to get on. They'd stand there with their laptops and be like, what the hell? He'd be like, no.
Really?
Like, Jay, we got to get going. He'd be like, no. He doesn't remember any of this, by the way. I was like, yeah, I came up and told you, like, that the other DJ was plugged in and ready to roll, and you'd just be like, tell him nah. All right. And this is after he spent the entire trip saying, like, I'm done with rap music. I don't even want to play rap music anymore. Give this fool a chance to play some rap music, and he plays for 5 straight hours.
So he played into the opening of the club. He
played through the entire club night. The after hours DJ. First of all, two DJs came and left. They came in to play.
Were they pissed?
Yeah, one of them really was pissed.
Wow.
One of them was mad pissed. And he sat there trying to get on for about an hour and a half.
You were catching big air. You was on some big air shit, yo. You was soaring, bro.
He was Flappy Bird, man. He was Flappy Bird.
You was catching some big air, bro.
And he was, I swear, he was playing, that was the fastest I've ever seen Jay drop records. He was playing like 6 seconds of a song.
Shit.
I've never seen you fly through records that fast. And he went for 5 hours doing like that. And still like.
And at one point, Shintaro had his shirt off and he was DJing.
First of all, he fell asleep on the stage, and then the very next moment, he had his shirt off and was raging, standing on the table.
Holy shit!
Like with people like shoving cake in his face.
Oh wow! I think I saw some pictures of that. Wow.
It was an interesting.
No, I don't think there was pictures from that night. You saw pictures of him with his shirt off on a different night.
Oh, he'd be taking his shirt off like that? All right.
It's his seasonal routine right now.
Okay. Nice.
It's swimming season, so he's in shape.
But legit, Jay didn't remember doing any of this stuff.
You were just so wrecked, Jay?
It was jet lag, it was everything.
I was faded. On like no sleep, and I don't know. I just like looked down and like I remember at one moment like the club was dead, and then all of a sudden the club was slam packed and it was just and I was still DJing.
Yeah, and he was getting into, you know, when like we talked about before, when you get into like a zone, he was playing like Cupid. Remember that? Do you remember this?
Like 112?
Like 112? You were 112 Cupid at peak hour, and everyone was like, the fuck is going on? Like, let's just say that as we walked out of the building, the guy that got on after us, who was basically the cleanup crew, dropped Hypnotize, and everyone's like, finally! It was without a doubt that you punished them. I mean, it was dope, but you punished the living shit out of everyone in that club. It was great. Yeah.
There you go, Jay. There you go, Jay.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Hey, do you, bro?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm talking 5 straight hours of 6-second slappers.
You know what? I like that we just talked about Zack's epic set in Honolulu and your 5-hour set of torture.
It wasn't. That's not what I mean. No. It wasn't torture. I'm just saying that.
He's like, he's like, Jay, you punished them. You punished them, Jay.
No, that's not what I mean. You know in the movies when they're like, police, gotta commandeer your vehicle. That was what he did to this club. He walked up and commandeered their vehicle. And they were crazy. Like still sitting in the car like, but I gotta get my groceries home.
Well, how like, no. Was management, was the owners, were they cool with it? The DJs
were super cool with it. They were great with it. They were about it. I mean, they were getting free programming from the world champion, you know? And because everyone was like, oh shit, Jack Espinosa, you know?
Right. And they're like, wow, he's an asshole. Did you apologize to those DJs over there, Jay, or no?
No, we left. Bro, I was so fucked up. I apologized like in my head, like, because I didn't want to be that guy to like,
effective.
You know, like there was dudes trying to get on and they were supposed to DJ that night and my dumbass wouldn't get off.
So you were that guy though.
I was, and that's.
Yeah, but you know what? There's moments like there was that night where it was appropriate. All of us were we were all in the same zone. You know, there was no like, man, Jay should just stop playing.
Not all of you were in the same zone.
Everybody DJed. Everybody DJed. Shintaro played. Zach played.
Yeah.
And at one point, like we were going back to back for a minute. Like it wasn't just me for 5 hours, but
no.
You were just telling. You were the only one telling the residents to go fuck themselves. Like you wouldn't get off.
Probably.
Yeah. I remember at one point Shintaro caught a little vibe too, and that opener was like plugged in and just sitting there beaming you. And Shintaro walked up and physically pushed him out of the way and unplugged his laptop and plugged his own in. Like, no, I'm just gonna leapfrog real quick. Hold on.
Damn, man.
It's my birthday and my shirt's off.
That's fucked up. That's a great story though. I'm glad. Jay's like literally silent and speechless.
We had a lot of really fun times on that tour. Like
it looked like stories. Your pictures looked like it. It was like I was like, these guys are having a blast out there. And then I would see these like 3 a.m., 5 a.m. tweets from Jay Espinosa like, man, I can't wait to come back to the States. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change this. Fuck everyone and blah 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 blah. And I was like, damn, this dude's on one over there. And I was like feeling it. I was like, I'm feeling what's going on right now. You know what I mean? But that's why I kind of wanted to hear about all of that shit. I want to know. I want to know whose idea was it to film that shit in Korea where you guys were dressed up. That was the fucking You guys must have hated. Don't lie. You guys must have hated that shit. You know, you must have hated that shit.
It was not our choice. It was not our concept.
Yeah. So you want to be a Red Bull 3-style world champion?
Yeah. Get ready to do some favors.
That was like the equivalent of like the puffy shiny suit kind of moment, right? Where you had to just kind of
yeah. My wife had a good laugh, but
your wife's career, she's like, the fuck is this going?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it much.
I'm thinking about the guy in the boardroom at Red Bull. It's like, hey, so while they're in Korea, you know, it would be great if they just dress up.
Well, when we were in Russia for that world champ thing, I had just broken my leg, and so I almost didn't make it out to Russia, but I went anyway. I should have been in a cast and I should have been on crutches, but I wasn't. And it was like the first day, wasn't it? Something. And they're like, all right, we're gonna do this big thing. We need you guys all to be involved. And they pull us up to this spot and they're like, it's the tallest staircase in Russia, and we're gonna have you guys walk up and down it. I'm like, you guys, you knew about the leg. And they're like, can you just walk up it? We'll get you a car to drive you back down. Team player, man. I walked up it.
Nice.
They drove me back down, and the car that they drove me back down in was soaked in gasoline. The inside of the car was soaked in gasoline because they had been transporting tubs of gasoline and it had been spilling all inside the car. Jeez. And the dude is smoking in the car.
Hey, Russia is fucking wild like that, though.
Yeah, it seems like all these countries, like these overseas countries, they just have different like ranges of safety, right? Like,
especially driving, like roads, like they don't have some of these places don't have no rules. Like motherfuckers just be like fucking tailgating people, cut motherfuckers off, but it's normal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then like passing people on the free, I don't know, like driving like 120 miles an hour, just like.
I'm glad to hear it's not all donuts and rainbows when you guys are on these Red Bull tours. I like to hear the pain. I like to hear the suffering and the pain that goes along with it.
Because it's always fun. But I mean, it's just, I mean, you know how it is. Like, it's the illusion of everything. Like, the DJ game is the illusion that everything's awesome. And it is awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not, by no means am I saying that is not. I want to see the tallest staircase in Russia, but it's also like mad taxing.
Yeah.
It's really helpful for us all to be around each other though when we do it, because I find that there's a lot of times, and I know it's a fault, I get crabby and like I get kind of like not all hyped, and then it'll be perfect. So like when we were on the Asia tour, Jay would hop in with like all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and like everybody, oh, that Jay, he's so nice, and he'd like step up and like knock out the social stuff, whereas I wouldn't want to do it at the time. Or like there was that one time in Jakarta where I've never seen Jay be so like defeated and pissed. He was exhausted. And so I took over and had to be like, hey guys, everything's fine, we're great. Like the human body and mind can only take so much before it needs a pinch hitter.
It's exhausting though, right? It's exhausting to just bounce from country to country, and then it looks fun, and it looks fun, and it's always it always appears on social media like it's a blast. So everyone always wants to go on the road. Everyone wants to do international gigs, but it's fucking exhausting. It's like you need a vacation, or you need like some serious time off to like kind of have your immune system recoup, and your whole sleep schedule gets fucked up when you guys get back, right? Yeah.
Jay went for. There was that moment. I think it was like a moment of like 3 months that you were going, because being the new guy, they were punishing you. Like, I use the term loosely, but they were putting you on like every country's national finals. So this fool's routing was like, I mean, I've seen some bad routing, but he was going overboard. Like, he was trying to hit a home run on the routing here. He would go from like South Africa to Vancouver to Asia. Okay, now to Russia. Okay, now we're going to go back for some reason to the US. Okay, now we're going straight back to like Chile or something. It was rough. And I remember talking to him towards the end of that, and he was just weathered. Like,
when we got back to San Francisco for the Red Bull 3-style battle here in the Bay, I was done. Like,
Yeah, that was the only time I've ever seen you not want to DJ.
I did
You were
not
like,
that night. I was too tired, bro. Like I couldn't even keep my eyes open. Like it was.
you were. I remember at one point we were setting your stuff up and you were shaking, like trying to plug your laptop in. You was like,
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. A lot of people don't know like the wear and tear of traveling like that. I mean, there's been times when I've done multiple cities in a weekend, and when I come back, I need like 2 days to fucking recoup. Especially like the older I get, I'm just like fucking. I'm done, yo. It's crazy.
Dude, Crooked, you were like shit. Y'all were killing shit like years before. Well, me like
same.
Yeah, like I remember looking to you.
What?
Guys,
I'm not still killing shit. Like I was just doing it back in the day. What's up? I fell the fuck off now.
Yeah,
I'm just a podcaster now and shit. Hey, yo, back in the day, way before we kind of took over the scene. You was doing your thing, man. No.
So like and subscribe, Man, back before you were like and subscribe, DJ.
Back in the days when you guys were using Scratch Live and traveling, bro, you guys were killing it, yo.
You just think when we never are ever able to leave our houses again, and it'll be like, oh, he's like an old DJ. He was that guy that used to like do it in a club, like around people, and not just be a streamer.
Well, I was actually thinking about this. I said, if people get comfortable with live streams, how do you guys feel about venues live streaming your sets when you DJ?
I got no problem with it. Oh wait, you mean if you're at a club?
Yeah.
As long as that rate goes up, let's go.
So you guys would charge a live stream rate, an additional live stream rate? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Jay? You look like you're calculating how much you would charge.
I don't know how much I'll charge, but
I've had people ask that before.
Yeah.
Hey, can we stream your set? No. But or like, how many times have people asked, can we record your set? No. Like, no. Not without ends.
I've heard.
I mean, live stream for a crowd, like when people are at a club and you're just like at home DJing, or
I just think like like they would have something hooked up. I've actually DJ'd at certain clubs and I've had like openers kind of recording my set without even telling me. They'll have some
like
shit.
Audio.
Yeah,
audio.
They'll have like the RCA's plugged into some shit. Or,
I always unplug them.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it happens. Yeah, you'll see it. It happens all the time.
I remember someone told me like, "Hey, I recorded your set," and I was like, "Damn, like, you didn't tell me that," you know?
Yeah.
And I felt violated, but in the other guy's defense, he did it purely to record my set as someone who wanted to hear DJ set. So I don't know. What the fuck, yeah.
And also the fact that he brought it up to you that's good.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people I've had sets like hit the internet and you'll be like, "Oh, come on, for real." You know?
Oh, for real? Really?
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
yeah, man. And they're never good. They're never the good ones. It's always the last ones that you'd ever want out. You know?
There's like pockets of where it was good, and when I listened to it, and then there was parts where I was like, "What the fuck was that? I must have been drunk. Like, what was I doing?"
But that kind of goes into that whole concept of like that there are some sets to record and there's some sets that you shouldn't. Right. You know, like a do-over set, that's a recordable set. Mm-hmm. You know, they record every single set that they've ever done.
Right.
And I think that they're all redeemable because you're free of like the constraints. But there's plenty of times I don't think I would want to listen back to a club set of mine necessarily, because you're losing the moment that makes it special. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not all the time. Jay, you've posted a lot of live sets, but they've always been listenable. You know, like it's not just, oh, that night was dope. It's also, oh, this is like great music and done in a really cool way. But like, not every set should be recorded and posted. And that's okay. I mean, some of my favorite nights have been just partying. There was a year in Poland, actually. That was another one of my like moments. You know, when you have those, like we talked about, those moments. Mm-hmm. I had a set in Poland after Nina Las Vegas. Like it was me, Shintaro, and Nina Las Vegas, and like, dude, Nina just bodied that place. I mean, have you seen Nina Las Vegas play?
Wait, who is this?
Nina Las Vegas.
Nina Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I've never heard of her.
She's from Australia, but she's worldwide.
Her name is Nina Las Vegas.
Yeah,
but she's from Australia?
Australia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where did the Las Vegas come from?
I don't know. I never asked.
Yeah, I've never asked her that either.
You never asked her from Australia?
No,
I don't want to ask her
like,
that because I feel like hella motherfuckers probably ask her that, and it's like,
oh yeah, exactly.
Is it like naming myself like Jimmy Hollywood? Kind of? I don't know. Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Okay.
How about like like Jimmy Shanghai or something, or like no, it'd be like because like Las Vegas. I don't know. What? Anyway.
All right, Nina Las Vegas.
Yeah, crazy DJ, crazy producer, like owns her own record label, but just every set she always rips apart, like always bodies everybody.
And she's the type of DJ that like if you're there, you'll be like, yo, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like every record.
You don't know a single song.
And it's all dope.
A single song. Yeah. And we all just sit there like ID.
Totally.
Wow.
And afterwards she'll send you all the songs.
Yeah.
That's what's crazier.
I've definitely asked her for a few tracks.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that was another night where like she went on and crushed it, and then somehow I went on and like hit a pocket too. And somebody like sent me a bunch of recordings from it. And it was like I started listening and I had to stop because I had such a high opinion of how that night had gone, and the last thing I wanted was it tarnished by the recording.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Oh, I've had nights like that too, where I'm like, oh man, that was so fun. I had so much fun spinning there. Oh, it was such a vibe. And then I see like these video recaps, and I'm like, oh my god, like I was just like cringing at how I look and what's going on. And I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to ruin this shit. I actually hate when I DJ, and you know when you get like, you know, in your DMs, your Instagram story mentions.
Oh, I hate watching the mentions.
I hate watching the recaps of when I DJ because I know I'm gonna be like, oh my god, these guys are gonna capture like a moment where I just suck, or like where the crowd is not feeling it, or like at the worst times.
I had so many good moments. And you're like, why weren't you recording when this happened?
Yeah. You were recording like when this. Yeah, it was like all
of those. The worst part of the night. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I always have anxiety. I always never want to like repost that shit. It gives me so much anxiety.
I got a question. Yeah. I got a question for you guys. So we're how long deep into this thing? Like a couple weeks into this whole being at home thing, right? Have you guys like I've noticed that I've taken a major break. Like I haven't drank at all since I've been home. Yeah. Like at all. Have you guys been like still when you get home and you sit around and like just you still drinking like we were back when we were working, or what? Jake? I'm finding I only bring it up because like to me this has been the craziest way to have like the major detox. It's been awesome. Only downside is I've been sick the whole time, but
that maybe you being sick might be your body detoxing, actually, to be honest. Maybe. Yeah. Jay, what about you? You look like you're going through a detox.
I haven't had no liquor. The last drink I had was the last gig that I did in which was like the beginning, like March 3rd. Yeah. It's like a Wednesday. That was my last sip of alcohol. So it's been like a month for me. But let me tell you, like, bro, when like last weekend I was watching a lot of my friends on IG, and they were like having fucking parties like by themselves, you know, on just like drinking and I was standing in my kitchen looking at a bottle of tequila, like, fuck, I want to have a shot, and just so I could be like, hey, I'm drinking with you. Like, it seemed like it was a good idea, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Scene's been doing that on his live stream.
Yeah, he's been taking some shots like, hey, what's up, man? What up? How y'all doing? You know, like putting the drinks.
And then you guys know 4B?
What happened?
Producer?
You guys know? Yeah, producer DJ 4B.
Oh yeah, 4B. Yeah.
Like on his live, he goes in, like he drinks. Like, well, it's because like him and his girl, like they're crazy partiers, and when they get them together, they party even crazier.
Well, here's the question.
He'll be on, and she'll just be feeding him.
Well, here's the question: would you guys be drinking when you DJ on live stream?
I hope not.
I think I want to.
You don't think you want to?
No, I said I think I want to.
Yeah, just to loosen up a little bit. Pause.
Because I just want to drink. I haven't had one in like almost a month.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I can't remember the last time I did a set without having a drink. So it might. So in my mind right now, I would say no. But I also haven't touched my turntable since my last gig. So
really,
like when you turn on your shit and you start DJing for people on the internet, like you're not at a party. You're still in your studio or your bedroom or wherever you're at.
But you got to look at the phone a little bit, right? You got to see what's going on. Because I actually don't enjoy seeing the DJs not interact with the comments. Does that make sense?
Like you want to see a live stream DJ not just play records. You want to see them talk and fucking like
a little bit, yeah. You know, like there was a point when Questlove was spinning and he was talking about like he did like a Tribe Called Quest set and he was talking about the origins of each song and the production behind it. And he was saying all these stories and it was like it was amazing, you know what I mean? So I would love to hear you guys or some DJ play a remix, be like, yo, I just made this remix, and just keep like looping the beginning and explain a little bit about it. Yo, like one of my favorite songs growing up was this, that, and I thought I'd be like pulling it together with this, but let me have y'all check it out and then just play it. I don't know. I think that's the whole point of the stream, right?
You want us to party rock the live stream with stories?
No, I mean, I think it's one of those things where, like you said, it's like we're all taking a journey into the DJ's head and their taste. And that's really what I think is going to set people apart, is that I think there's a lot of skillful DJs out there with really bad taste, right? Who have like horrible taste in music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then that's what's going to separate everybody in the end. Charisma and taste for a live stream, I think. Just being
what happened?
Charisma and taste. I think that's really going to set motherfuckers apart in the live stream game or whatever. But I have no idea.
Who's had the best streams so far?
You guys tell me.
I'll be honest. I don't really watch IG live streams much, so I couldn't comment on too much of the IG stuff.
I hop in for 5 minutes. I check people. I can't be on there for like half an hour, but I could be in there like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'll hop out and I'll just check back in. I'll float around and shit.
Right.
But yeah, what have been some of your favorites?
Well, like for like personal, because like I'm friends with them. You know Bruno's, that spot in San Francisco.
Yeah.
A lot of, so like my homie Chris, who's the manager there, DJ Klaxarb, he did a stream and it was basically like the theme of it was the opening hour at Bruno's. So like if you've been there, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And he did like a style of sound that you would hear there for the first hour, and it was fun for me, and all of our homies were in there just fucking around, like talking shit.
Yeah, I went to a couple of his lives. They were fun. He had like a little disco ball in behind him spinning. Yeah. It was dope. Yeah.
I watched Camilo.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I never get to see him DJ in general, so watching Camilo DJ to me was just like, he's a legendary ass DJ, you know?
Yeah.
And he was very charismatic, and I mean, he was playing fun shit, like stuff you normally hear him play, because you know he does Hot 97 and it's more of a hip hop station, or it is a hip hop station.
Yeah.
Camilo shit was dope just because he was playing like freestyle records and like Michael Jackson, and you know what I mean. He was doing his Camilo shit, fucking talking shit, and DJ Wonder I've been watching a lot.
He's great. He's a great DJ. Shout to Wonder. Yeah, he's dope.
He's just like, he's a music head. So
yeah.
And that's like, so am I. So when I watch his shit, he's always playing songs that I either haven't heard in forever, or some of that shit I'm like I've never heard this in my life. This is tight.
And his mixes are so fucking clean. They're like so clean, just because he's on satellite radio like every day doing that shit. It's fucking insane. Yeah.
Well, it's the same with Jay. When he was, I mean, I think the radio must just breed perfection, because whenever I watch Jay play, it's like flawless. Like, well, he'll be like, that shit was sloppy. It's like not even remotely, you know, like the level of,
I'm trying to unlearn that.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
because I like when you hear DJs just fucking cutting shit in and it's a little off here and there. Like, to me, sometimes like when it's too perfect,
I'm trying to get a little worse.
Dude, when your shit's too clean, it's like,
hang around me, I'll show you how to get real sloppy.
It's too much of a, like, it's too flatline. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like when shit's more like here, there, and it's like you get that excitement and that
it seems too like premeditated and planned, like, you know, like it was set. Like it's not spurred of moment. It's not in the moment kind of thing. Is that what you mean? A little bit.
It's like easy to listen to. I don't know. I want to like turn heads more. You know what I mean? You could do that with the records that you play, but I don't know. I'm a fan of just like I'm a fan of all types of DJing, but I really like the guys who just may not be the cleanest DJs.
Yeah.
But they're just fucking slamming shit in and playing all the right records.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of them that I've been actually really, really fucking impressed at all the IG lives that have been really great. There's been a bunch. I can't name all. Actually, Jamie the Great just did one. His was dope.
I jumped in there for 30 seconds.
Oh, you did?
That's not shade. But that's not shade. That's not shade. I just can't.
That was shade. That was mad shade.
Not shade.
I hopped in there for 30 seconds.
I wanted to check it out. I wanted to click in and look.
Got out of there real fast.
He was playing MJ, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yo, the worst shit is when I accidentally go to somebody's and there's like nobody there, and I'm the only one. I'm like, oh.
And then they shout you out, and then you can't leave.
No. I'm like, I got to get out of there before like.
They're like, Crooked joined. Oh, I see you, Crooked. And you're like, shit. Half the time too, everybody goes live when I'm like making dinner for the family and stuff too. So
that's true.
Like sometimes I'll like be able to put a thing in and like listen while I'm working or like doing stuff, but the reality is I can't sit around all day and watch people's streams.
Yeah.
That's me too. But like I've been getting sucked in.
Yeah, you've been getting sucked in. Yeah,
I've been getting trapped, bro. Like last night, I was like, I had some work to do, and then I went on. And I was like, oh shit, Little John's on. Let me just see what he's doing. And he was playing like Atlanta shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't miss this. Like whatever I got to do, got to fucking wait. So I just sat there and watched this whole set.
I do that with Twitch, not IG.
You do?
Oh yeah. So I'll have like the dual screen going in the office, and I'll be sitting here like working on design stuff or whatever it is I'm doing, and I'll have like a Twitch screen going on the other side. It's the same. It's just different platform.
Yeah.
But then I get caught up because I'll be like in the chat and stuff, being like talking shit.
All right, so guys, I'm gonna close this out. Thank you so much for doing this. You know what I'm saying, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. You know what I'm saying, and I pray that you guys be safe and stay sane. And I look forward to seeing what you guys got cooked up. You know what I'm saying? For real. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, yo, big shout to Four Color Zack and big shout to J. Espinosa. I appreciate y'all, man. For real. For taking the time to speak with a motherfucker right now. Shit, I had to cut the motherfuckers off because they would have kept talking, man. I'm gonna wrap up this podcast, man. Big shout to everyone out there. Please be safe. Hopefully y'all will be able to log into our live video conferencing, live podcast recording on Sunday, April 12th. I'm guessing it's probably going to be around 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. You know, we kind of want to get the drinks flowing. You know, I want the weed sparked up. I want the edibles. I want everyone loosey-goosey, pause, and, you know, kind of ready to talk some shit and interact and whatever. If y'all have questions for us, if y'all want to talk shit to me, talk shit to anybody, I mean, feel free to come on and pause and do what y'all got to do. But big shout to DJ City, man. This is sponsored by DJ City. And, log on to our YouTube, man. If y'all got shit to do, we have a ton of episodes on our YouTube channel. It'll be youtube.com/R.O.A.D podcast. And, we upload new videos every Friday. And, man, we got a bunch of videos on deck. So if y'all haven't seen them, go check them out. And I'm out, man. Peace.